Blood moon last night. Super blood moon. Nice day today. Probably right around 0. The snow's just melting a little bit. Got the garage warmed up. Not going to work on this right now. I got the parts in for that right now, but I'm going to work on that. The BMW X3, the rear springs are broken, but you know, not like broken in half where it's loose. It's a little piece at the end breaks on them. This little spiral here on the end of them. These things, you know, they always seem to break right in here in every one I've seen in videos. So got to put some new ones in. So it'll pass the safety. Doesn't affect the ride or anything, because you can buy these things shorter for a lowering kit, and that's basically what happens when the bottom breaks off. You lower it by a ½ inch or an inch. You'll see when I get it out, it's just a little piece that broken off. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do today, put those two in, I hope. First thing I'm going to do is put some knee pads on. So much easier on my knees. I've been doing this a lot lately. I got one chipped kneecap. Broke my kneecap. Teach my son how to skate on the rink. He knocked me down. Okay, let's jack her up. Get some gloves. First we crack these loose. Two. Three. Four. 5. On these X3s, there's a little pad right under here to jack these cars up. I think it's all reinforced under there, but they got a little elevated pad there to catch it on. These springs they can be difficult getting out. I actually bought a little bottle jack to help me out with it. So let's see how that works. Got my impact gun right there, but time I get it all hooked up and out here, I'll have these off. So I've worked on this back end quite a bit, had the axles out and everything. You know, when I look at the spring, it looks good. You know, it's not loose. I don't see any breaks in it. But I guess when you're on a hoist and you're looking up from underneath, you can see inside this tunnel in here, and the top piece is missing. So that's pretty common on these things. I think it's because it sits in the rust, or the water there gets rusty and breaks off. So the next thing is to disconnect the shock. That's an 18mm, I believe. See, I'm on my knee pads. It's handy. I'm going to put a jack stand under here. Yeah, under here, under there, doesn't matter. Right there. Okay. Yes. There's a little bit of pressure on this jack here. I could jack this up, I guess, a little bit. Take the pressure off. Ugh. Too old. A little bit of ways here, but it's just a bolt holding that shock on. Okay, now I can lower this down and yeah, I need to put this jack stand over on the other side. Yeah, this jack stand's got to go over here. Okay, just under the frame over there. And you can see that it's really hard to get that out, so what you do is you put a jack in here and jack this down, and put a jack in here and try to get that freed up. So let me get the jack set up. Hopefully I can get that in there. I can pry the spring out like this, maybe it'll come out like this. I probably should have gone the other direction. It's coming out easier than I thought so far. There she goes. That goes in the top. But you can see here, just the little spiral at the end's broken off, so that's it, you know. Guy won't pass the safety. What an idiot. Anyway, guess it should be fixed. Don't know how that could affect the safety of your vehicle. So there's the little curly Q on the other end, and that's what's broken off here, this little curly Q. You know, and that's the difference in height. Not even a half inch, quarter of an inch probably. Okay. Oh, I'm sore today. Play hockey 3 days in a row, and then playing in a hockey tournament tonight, tomorrow. So that'll be another 3 or 4 games. Lots of Advil. Let me get my side cutters. These springs from BMW, I don't know if they're $200 or $180 or something ridiculous. At least 160, I know that. And on eBay, you can buy new ones for $75, aftermarket ones. But these are original BMW ones, and a guy had them on there. He was asking $160 for the pair, and I emailed him and said, I said, hey, look, I can buy brand new ones for $150. Didn't tell him they were aftermarket, but yeah, there's something we got to look for here. I'll show you in a minute. The spring goes this way. Anyways, so I said I'll offer you $130 for them, and that's including shipping, so $130. Okay, these springs, you can see how they're wound tighter at the bottom than the top, so that goes at the bottom. I didn't think there'd be a difference in these, but I can tell there's a difference. Look at the winding here to here. But whenever you see a spring, valve spring or shock spring, the tighter windings are at the bottom. It's less mass. If the mass was on the top, then you got more mass coming down. That's my theory. Sticking to it. Now, I'm gonna grease that up so I can get it on there.
On hand around here to steer you away from those kinds of disasters. The True Fantasy Bridal Expo is happening. Get some good advice. That is going on today.
Oh, well, let me check this other one now.
Admission is free for the True Fantasy Bridal Expo, brought to you by So Retro, Bridal Confidential, Cindy Jewel Company, Baskets, and Balloon Decor, Copper Kettle.
Yeah, look at this one here.
And K106.3.
Huh.
The Sarnia Lantern Workforce Development Board invites anyone interested in healthcare to join them on
This is the stock one here, and it's skinnier. Look at the difference here. I don't know if you can see. Look at the difference in metal right here to this one right here. Way thicker, way heavier duty. Even here to here is thicker. This is supposed to be off next week. Maybe they beefed it up in the later models, because I think this was off a 2006 X3, so maybe they beefed it up because this was happening. They were breaking. Huh. So, and this one looks to be evenly wound. I've got a feeling this is a bigger hole here too than this hole, so I hope I can get that in there. It's a little persuasion. little persuasion. Let me just make sure I'm putting this on the right end. Yeah, that's a small end. This may be the hardest thing in the whole process. Oh my God. There we go. There's one. This one fits on a lot better. So, spray a little bit of this in here too. Stop it from rusting. I sure like to get that in there. Right there. All right. Oh, I didn't have the camera pointing over there, but I just jammed that jack in there. You know what I'm doing? I'm not even going to fuck around with this thing. I'm going to tie that in there right now because I know that's going to fall out. All right. That's guaranteed I'll get that in there. I'll get that in and this rubber will fall off or get jammed or something, so let's not even go that route. Cut it off after, if I so choose. Sure, pretty good like that. I was going to put two of them on there, but that one's going to hold it pretty good. Gotta go one more. Make my life easier. We're getting close. I don't know when this thing's gonna slip off, but let's give it a couple more pumps here. Oh, I see what's there. Gotta get that in that hole. Should be it right there. There's a tit in here, a big tit sticking down. So you got to get that located in there first. That's it. I think that's going to be it. I hope. Let's see if I can get this out of there. And then when it goes down, you want it to locate in that tit. should be it. That's fine. There. This jack has a safety lever on this side, so I always got to jack it up and then lower it down. Could use some new shocks, but they still work. I tried them before. Ugh, get down there. Okay, so get the bolt back in there. That spring's located on my arm. It's down right here. Just not sure if that spring is centered there. Looks like it is. I don't know. Yeah, it's gotta be. Okay. Whoa. I gotta get a little higher. A little bit more. Too hot. Get my jacket off here. Problem is that exhaust behind is in the way to get the ratchet on, so I gotta turn it by hand. Okay. Get her started. Let's try this again. A little bit more. I gotta get an 18mm wrench. Whoa, this is ready to fall off. Gotta get a couple turns on this. Still can't get the wrench on here. Wrench on. Well, that's one side done. Okay. Put this down. Now I can get the ratchet on it. The exhauster's in the way, you can't get the ratchet on it when it's up. Okay, that's tight. Put the wheel on, this side's done. 15 minutes maybe to do one side. Hardest part's getting that thing back in there though. Other side. I just find BMW is harder. You got to use your feet to get those holes lined up because you can't see in. All right, you've all seen wheels go back together. None of that. There's the spring from the right side. There's that little skinny piece that breaks off, top and bottom. Like I say, it's not even a ½ inch of lift you're losing. And I don't see that being unsafe driving it like that, because you can buy lowering springs that are ½ inch shorter. So, but anyways, I had to fix that for safety. And the new ones are thick all the way right straight through, so it's going to be a little firmer ride, I'm sure. And the right side only took me, I don't know, 8 minutes probably, 8-10 minutes. Pop the wheel off, drop the spring, and use my big pry bar right here. This is handy as hell. Just stick on it and popped it right out. And I always spray a little bit of where is it there, that not WD-40, but that penetrating lubricant on everything, so it slides in and out just a little easier, this stuff here. Oh, better grab my ratchet too, I'll forget that for a month or two. This Lloyd's high performance penetrating lubricant, it's got an oily film, it leaves an oily film behind, so it makes everything slippery. And I sprayed a little bit all the way around there for a little bit of rust proofing. And that works good. That made it really easy. I watched guys on YouTube there struggle with those for like a ½ hour getting those springs in and out. But I'm done the whole thing in less than ½ an hour. That goes in the scrap pile. That's it for the BMW X3 E83 rear springs.
buffed up. You could grate cheese on those abs.
Yeah, but can he do this?